if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-279-1717. 800-279-1717. That's 800-279-1717.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
In Ag News from the Southeast AgNet, the ethanol industry is hopeful of a final win soon on a permanent fix for restricted summertime E15 sales. The House has already acted as part of a package on livestock competition bills to permanently allow summertime E15 sales that received a Biden waiver just for the summer. Now, Renewable Fuels Association Chief Jeff Cooper says it's up to the Senate to act.
We are expecting that the Senate is going to give those provisions a very hard look if they decide to try and do something before the August recess.
The Senate Ag Committee last month advanced 2 cattle market reform bills, including Senator Chuck Grassley's Cattle Price Discovery and Transparency Act.
So it could fold very well into any package that he and his colleagues might be considering. That includes some of the meat packing provisions and other things that he's been focused on.
As for E15's chances after 7 Midwest Republicans broke ranks and backed those House bills,
we would expect the same thing to happen in the Senate. In fact, there's probably more bipartisan interest in the Senate around the provisions that were in that bill that slipped through the House.
And ahead of the November elections, both parties will be looking for anything they can point to as possibly reducing near-record gas prices.
Farmers, produce safety inspections are here. Prepare your farm with an on-farm readiness review. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and University of Florida are partnering to provide this on-site preparation service for free. Our team of produce safety experts offer individualized support to make sure your operation meets the regulatory requirements. Contact us to help prepare your farm today. Request your free visit at www.fdacs.gov/OFRR. That's www.fdacs.gov/OFRR.
Make plans to attend the Southern Peanut Growers Conference set for July 21 through 23rd in Panama City Beach, Florida. The event educates farmers about peanut production, legislative issues, marketing, and promotions. Visit southernpeanutfarmers.org for more information.
I'm Sabrina Halverson for the Southeast AgNet.
Unbeatable prices and events are popping up everywhere at Rural King, like an antique steel fire pit for just $49.98, or your choice of 27-foot tie-down ratchet straps, just $7.99 a piece. And don't miss taking a spin on the baddest mowers at our Lawn Mower Rodeo, Saturday, June 18th from 10 till 2. Must be 16 or older to ride. Shop now at ruralking.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm in spots from late morning on. High today 91 to 94, then partly cloudy and humid tonight, low 75 to 79. We'll have sunshine mixed in with some clouds Wednesday with a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon. High tomorrow 91 to 95, then Thursday look for sun mixing with some clouds, thunderstorm in the afternoon, and a high of 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Everyone's favorite time of year is here. Yep, it's Christmas in July at Blockers Furniture in Ocala. Old St. Nick just stopped by Blockers for its mid-year drop-off of savings, including sectionals starting as low as $19 per month. Save up to $700 on select queen bed with dresser and mirror sets. Mattresses starting at just $3.99 and more. Plus a free Christmas tree with purchase of $6.99 or more while supplies last. It's Christmas in July at Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala. BlockersFurniture.com. See Blockers for complete offer details.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com. That's right. It's In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin, taking your phone calls at 352-622-9622. Carol Ann, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Carol Ann, there's no way now people can't say we're smack dab in the middle of the rainy season.
No, I think, we're in the rainy season. I think I'm actually finally getting some rain, too.
Today, I was watching the news this morning, yesterday, and I like how accurate weather. You know, we always, it's been a butt of jokes about how weathermen aren't accurate. Weather personnel, meteorologists.
You can get your do your job halfway.
In the last 3 days, I've looked at it. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It said, as I'm pulling up the and this is just Tom Sorrell's Channel 6 weather app.
Right.
Tom Sorrell's in the last 3 days, within about 10 minutes of him saying rain chances go from 40% to 90% in the Ocala area.
It rained.
It's rained. And we got a good gully washer yesterday in the middle of the day in the north part of town. I don't know. Right. My wife was in Summerfield in the Villages where you work, said it was bright and sunny down there.
Yeah, had nothing. We had a little sprinkle late in the afternoon before I left work at 5:30.
And I can't tell you, it rained here yesterday morning. It rained here at the airport good yesterday morning. Okay. Then yesterday about 2 o'clock, the bottom fell out of it. If you were on the boulevard near the golf course, near Muni and on the east side, the bottom fell out of it. And then last night again, about 9:30, the bottom fell out of it.
I did have another rain shower. I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock last night, but it wasn't heavy. It was a light shower, but I could tell it had rained at my house. Had puddles. In the neighborhood, it didn't wash out because I live on it is a well-maintained county dirt road.
But you didn't have any washout.
Didn't have any washout, and ours does wash out really bad when it washes out. When we get that good tropical storm kind of rains and stuff like that, where it's really heavy.
You get ruts.
Not just
holes.
The sides of the roads, and I'm got my hands measured out at about a foot to 18 inches on the sides wash out.
Wow.
But
so the road shrinks.
The road shrinks significantly. Yeah, I always wonder, how does the mailman get through there? Because it's like right there.
The mail personnel may be the best and worst drivers all at the same time.
Could be, yes.
Because they drive on the wrong side of the car.
Right.
Then they go in and out of ditch lines.
And they have these people who come up behind them when they're, and you're slamming mailboxes.
Yeah. It rained, and I know it's the rainy season. The way I know it's the rainy season is my lawn guys came yesterday.
Right.
And that's the first time they'd been there since Tuesday of last week.
Okay.
Because the holiday was Monday. They usually come on Mondays, but the holiday was Monday. So they were there Tuesday. So they were only 6 days, not 7 days like normal. 6 days. Well, it had needed it on about Friday.
Right. Okay. Yes. And so you're basically at twice a week now. Right. Is what it should be.
We're not. Our guy still only shows up once a week. And you know who's the most aggravated about our grass?
The dogs?
The miniature dachshund.
Oh, yeah, well, it tickles his belly.
Oh, he doesn't like it. He does. He'll go out on the little pavers.
Yeah.
You say go potty, and he'll look at you like, you expect me to drag my belly, especially in the early morning when dew is on the ground.
Yeah.
You want me to drag my belly through that?
Or it's in the evening after a rain.
So then he jumps like Pepe Le Pew. Till he gets out.
I can't see through the grass.
Till he gets to the oak tree, and then there's no grass on the oak tree. Then he's fine.
He's okay.
Right. Yeah. So, but now you can't walk under the oak tree, or you'll end up with dirty shoes.
Right. You got landmines under there.
But yesterday, with the way it rained yesterday, was quite peculiar for me, because it started off where it blackened up. And you saw it coming across. I was at the clubhouse of the golf course. I just put my golf shoes on, and I looked, and I went, okay.
Ooh.
I just backed my golf cart under the roof because I knew it was coming. Because I saw it coming. It was coming from 36. It was coming from the south, coming north, down to, and you could see it coming across the golf course. You could see the mist off in the distance, and then here it comes. And it rained for about 15 minutes so hard that nothing soaked in the ground. Yeah. It ran off. You see big, like torrential lakes and streams going through the concrete and everything off the grass. You can see it physically running away.
It's all going down the storm drain or down to the retention
Then
areas.
it slowed down to just a normal
Rain.
Okay, rain.
Okay.
For 45 minutes.
Right. So a lot of that runoff that may have puddled in areas got a chance to soak in.
Right.
And
then it started, the bottom
pouring
fell
again.
out of it again, where you had torrential streams and
Right.
it was just looked like a flood area. And then it lightened up, and for another 20, 25 minutes, it rained normal.
Yeah, and that's Florida rain. Yeah.
And then the sun came out and turned it all into a sauna.
Yep. That's the
only. Did that rain do any good? Because it was so hard that it ran off like it was a river, but then it softened up. Then it got hard again, then it softened up again.
Yeah.
Did all that water run off, or?
Yeah, some of it soaked in. Yeah, those puddles that stood, that water that went into those retention areas. That,
water that was standing on the greens.
Yeah.
When it wasn't on the green anymore, that means it soaked in.
It absorbed. Right. And because golf courses, even here at the airport, it's such a large green area that's just grass. It's a recharge area.
Right, that's exactly what the golf course is. And when it was redesigned, it was redesigned to be a recharge area to help the flood zones that were that area. Because you remember 10, 15 years ago, they would close 40 for a day, day and a half sometimes.
Right.
Put sump pumps out there and everything.
Have to pump it out of the roads.
Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Hugh.
We had a nice almost 2.5 incher yesterday total up, and I'm over here on 36 and 35, so we're getting our rains. We got the retention ponds are looking pretty good, and it come down pretty hard, but then it was steady for quite a while too. But any kind of rain is, I guess, welcome.
Oh yeah. Well, we need it. This is our time of year to recharge everything. It's a growing season. Having good, healthy stuff at this time is a good thing. Though we do have to watch how much it's growing, and keep it on top of that. Like Tom said about his lawn.
Yeah.
Having to stay on that.
See, I'm calling because I've got about 5 of those Hawaiian tea plants, and last winter I had them covered, and they took a little bit of a hit, but they're coming back really nice, really strong.
Good.
But all the leaves are they're greenish. When is that going to turn into that beautiful kind of a maroon red?
They haven't gotten that burgundy color to them. Interesting.
No, they're all green. Yeah, and all of them they're the same, and they're getting plenty of water and sun and everything else. But it looks like the outer tips and stuff are kind of turning maroon color. I guess you can call it maroon, kind of a nice maroon. It's a beautiful plant, but I'm just wondering maybe with time they might turn to that color.
You know what? I don't think I've ever noticed that on those. I may
late
have
July
to
seems like really late for them not to be turned.
Because that growth all came on a couple months ago, and you would think that they would have turned. I just give them a chance, see what happens with them. I'm not real sure.
I hope he turned it. Yeah, because I love the maroon color.
Oh, yeah.
It matches the house and everything real nice. And I've been watching them grow, and they've been doing good. I mean, they're really growing nice. They're up to about maybe 2 foot already.
Right.
And, but they're all kind of greenish, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I've not seen that before, so I'm not real sure.
Right. Okay, well, thank you, and I'll keep you up to date on it.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks for the call,
okay,
Hugh.
Bye now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to take a break real quick. We'll be right back after this timeout. Taking your phone calls at 352-622-9622. This is In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. We'll be right back after this short timeout.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Real people are getting real and lasting pain relief at QC Kinetics.
Who would have thought that I would be in better shape now than after I got out of the Marines at 22?
It's great to be active again.
I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Are you tired of living with chronic joint pain? QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged tissue, natural healing agents from your own body, so your body can heal itself the way it was designed, with no pain pills, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Thanks to QC Kinetics, quality of life is just a lot better.
Definitely changed my life.
Call now to see if regenerative medicine could be the answer you've been looking for. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics have proven protocols that can give you lasting relief now, and the consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Peanut research that'll all be discussed this week at the American Peanut Research and Education Society meeting being held in Dallas, Texas. It gives you some indication of what the researchers are thinking with some of the speakers and their titles. One is on a fresh look at enhancing sustainability of the peanut industry in the U.S. Another one talks about how risk to tomato spotted wilt virus has addressed the problem in the southeast peanut fields. Another one is discussing beyond the peanut genome. They map the peanut genotype. Now, which of the topics do we attack first? Sustainability Symposium is being held one day at the researchers' meeting, one on maintaining peanut quality and contributions from a third party, another one on limitations of variety resistance due to narrow genomics and genetic diversity. Another one is on availability and efficacy of peanut pesticides. Another one is challenging with establishing and maintaining effective seed systems in peanuts for the coming years. So it's a lot of hot topics, and they're going to be discussing the future of the peanut industry. It's all the American Peanut Research and Education Society meeting, and that's now being handled under the operations of the American Peanut Council.
Peanut producers, fine-tune your farming operation with information gain at the 23rd Annual Southern Peanut Growers Conference, set for July 21 through 23 at Edgewater Beach Resort in Panama City Beach, Florida. The three-day event provides farmers with information about peanut production, legislative issues, marketing, and promotions. The conference is presented by the Southern Peanut Farmers Federation. Visit southernpeanutfarmers.org for more information.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet. That's right. It's Master Gardener, Carol Ann Baldwin, bringing the advice. And Carol Ann, during the break, I think you got some advice for Hugh, didn't you?
Yeah. I looked it up on the Hawaiian tie, and it seems like there could be, like two different things. And I don't think the one is a big issue, but they said if it's not getting enough light, That's something I would think that if you had it in the house, as a potted plant or maybe some trees or things like that had grown up over it. But if it's outside, usually it's getting, at least my thought would be that it's getting enough light. The second item was actually fertilization. And if you haven't fertilized it at all or not in a while, it's probably time for some fertilizer. And you could go as simply as one of the blue, Miracle Grow type fertilizers in the jug of water and give it a drink and just follow directions on that for like a couple weeks if you're going to use that. Just realize it's very hot right now and we don't want to over fertilize. So little bit.
What about one of those like little juice to go?
Yeah, one of those might even would even work. Yeah, that looks like it looks like something you'd pour in your water bottle, but you just can pour that one right on.
Because we got those Miracle Grows last year, the six of them in the back.
Right.
And they actually, when we put them in the cucumber, just on the cucumber plants, we just put one because you said we told you it wasn't growing very good. And you go, well, did you fertilize it? We go, we used one of those, and we ended up getting like 17 cucumbers afterwards.
Right. Was just enough to get
and
it.
And it was just a little bitty
just
pack.
A little, and that's the one that you just empty the packet right on the plant.
Right on the plant.
And that's and you don't want to get it all on the leaves and things like that, but just down into the soil. And you can do those. Some of them they even have that are a little more like the flavor packets we put in our water bottles, but it says Miracle Grow.
Right, that's what we use.
It's not for your hair or anything else, so don't put
that's
it in
what
your
we
water
use,
bottle.
The Miracle Grow that look like you would use it in your water.
Right. And there's some that are liquid that you just pour right on the plant, and then there's another one that you would pour right in. Here it is. One of these goes in the watering can. No measuring, no doing, and you can
watering can.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's set and ready, good to go. So, you might want to take a look at that. See if something around it hasn't grown taller than it and might be shading it a little bit. Otherwise, give it some food. It's hungry.
5 plants.
5 plants, yeah.
And they're all, same way.
Yeah.
But they did
they had gotten.
You think the winter damage did anything?
But the color on those is normally in those burgundies, those reds in there, and that's what makes them stand out. That's what makes them striking. So I think part of it, was a little bit of setback from the cold, but that they should have colored up by now, in my opinion.
By the way, I'll give you an update. Yeah. I hate to have to admit these kind of things, but you were right. I had an issue, as you know, with Mother.
Yeah.
And she had gotten very barren because the cold had got to her a little bit.
Right.
But you said the saving grace was that she had probably 3-4 inches of hard packed leaves.
Right.
All around her base and everything.
Yep.
And that probably kept a little warmth on the roots and everything.
Right.
Well, you said it's time to move her to a bigger pot.
Put her,
we moved her to a bigger pot. When I'm showing you folks that I'm doing around probably 5 inches around, about a saucer size, was all that was left to her. And she had been in a 12-inch across pot.
Right.
And she was growing, she would have grown out of it.
Right.
But then when she died and all the leaves from the thing,
cut all that stuff
she ended up about the size of a saucer.
Yeah.
But Susan still moved her to a bigger pot.
To the next pot. Well, because the root system was.
Now she's taking that pot over. She's out. She's bloomed.
Nice and full.
The whole pot's full.
Yeah.
And I know she's still only got a base about like a saucer.
Right.
But you would think she's taking over the whole pot. And now the pot she's in is a 18 across, 18 diameter.
Wow. So she should be in there for a while.
Yeah. Oh, she's going to be in there a while. But I was amazed at just in 4 months how resilient that peace lily is.
They really are. And it's kind of funny because I don't think it's one that they really put in the category as like a plants of steel. We can't kill them, but they pop back from neglect. They and from cold damage that on something like that. It's kind of ironic that I relate them with funerals and things like that because they are a gift. A peace lily is where that, and so in a way it's nice. It's a living plant. It does bloom, but that it also is very resilient. That if we're not at that point in our mind, to care for this plant, it's going to be forgiving and come back usually.
Let me ask you this question, because I want to see what your answer reaction is. This December 28th.
Okay.
This plant will have been in my possession for 13 years.
Nice.
I mean, do plants normally? I mean,
they
13.
Can.
That's a long time.
It is. It is. I
and
have
it's as healthy now as it was the day it was given to me.
Right, and I've had customers come in saying that theirs has gotten massive. They've kept it in the house. It's in the living room in the corner by the couch, kind of thing, and it was presented as a gift when their husband passed 15 years ago, 18 years ago, and it's just too big. What can they do? And at that point, you can divide it. And
I got mine out underneath the oak tree, so it's underneath the canopy of the oak tree, so it gets sun.
But it's filtered through.
Right. And the water, when the rain falls, it doesn't get beat to death by hard rain. It still filters through the leaves and everything.
Right, coming through the tree.
And Susan has one as well.
Okay.
And hers was out in the backyard to direct sun.
Ooh. Ouchie.
Oh no, it's burnt up. She's moved it 2 weeks ago. She moved it underneath the oak tree.
And back up. Yeah,
it's coming back.
Snip off the bad stuff.
It's
and it'll
coming
be all
back.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hers was blooming in the sun, but it wasn't doing anything else.
Wow.
I'm just amazed that people don't get the peace lilies aren't used as like resilient stuff to put in gardens and all, because I've done everything I could do to try to kill this plant.
I think a little further south, they are a lot more landscape-ish.
Right.
But here where we do, on an annual basis, we do get frosts, and we do get significant freezes as well, and significant frosts too. So to have it actually as a landscape plant would be one of those, I would call it a hardy not a hardy perennial, because it may not come back, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It could freeze that hard. So more of a tender perennial or a very hardy annual.
We got about a minute. You're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning.
Morning.
Have a question for Carol Ann.
Yeah. What you got?
Hello?
Yes. What's your question?
Last week you were talking about landscaping, like mulching up against the house, and you said to leave a space between the house and the mulch.
Yes.
How about if you use pine straw? Is that okay?
I
would go up against the house with.
I would still try to keep a gap between the siding or the side of the house, only because you don't want to leave a covered area that becomes a tunnel or a hiding place for pests and termites to try to come up alongside the house or get up underneath the stucco or the siding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you don't. That's a roadway to let termites in the house.
It's one of those things. I mean, pine straw is nice and loose and things like that. It's not quite like wood where they're going to feed on it as much, but it still offers that hidden cover up against the house.
We got to take a break. We'll be back more with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin after this short break. You're listening to Ocala Talks on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
U.S. Treasury yields tick downward on Tuesday as traders prepared for the Consumer Price Index due out tomorrow. The 2-year dropped 6 basis points to trade at 3%. Also, 3 major U.S. stock indexes closed in negative territory Monday. With the U.S.-Mexico border the most dangerous border in the world according to the United Nations, President Biden will meet with Mexican President Obrador today at the White House. Former Department of Homeland Security Deputy Secretary Jonathan Fahey on Fox News says this is just a dog and pony show because illegal immigration is Biden's goal.
Meeting is just a mere pretense to make it seem as if they're trying to address this issue in a serious way when in fact they're not at all.
The James Webb Space Telescope has started to release some breathtaking images. Go to the NASA website to take a look. USA Radio News.
Water. It's essential to life, but it's also something that so many of us here in America take for granted. Imagine how different your life would be without access to clean water in your home. What if you had to walk to the nearest creek, stream, lake, or pond to get water? Suddenly, going to work and school wouldn't be an option because you and your children would have to spend your days collecting water. This is the day-to-day reality of most families living in the world's poorest countries. But what if I told you that you can change that reality for just pennies a day? Through our water projects, Food for the Poor is working to meet the need for water in 17 impoverished countries. But it won't happen without you. Incredibly, it only takes $15 to provide a child access to clean water for life. $15. Decades and decades of access to water for a child. Give the life-changing gift of water now. Just text USA Radio to 91999. Text USA Radio, all one word, to 91999.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was so focused on the constant pain in his leg.
My wife likes to take walks. I always kind of dreaded going on walks because they hurt. The boys both play baseball. I coach their teams. I was going to do them and be in pain and be uncomfortable and kind of sacrifice my own health.
An old Achilles injury left Will coping with agonizing pain until he discovered the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids. The procedure took place in the office, and Will walked right out.
I feel great. There's no pain. There's no tenderness.
Patients like Will are feeling amazing and living their best lives.
Ironically, just got off the golf course today, so I think that's a good telltale sign that the Achilles is feeling better.
Don't be in pain another day. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. It's time to get that new look started. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. Humidity is not your hair's friend. It causes your hair to capture moisture and leaves it looking dry and unhealthy. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. So let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
That's right. It's Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. She'll tell you what to do. And if you're a married man, you're used to that already. So give her a call. 352-622-9622 is the number. What did I say? Did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong? My wife's sitting listening on the other end going, damn right.
Yeah, that's it. But it's all good. Right now, we were talking about how that we're in the middle of Florida's rainy season now. We're also in the middle of July. There's not a whole
We hadn't gotten to the dog days, but they're real close.
But they're close. Yeah, they're scratching at the door. They're ready to come out. But right now, in our gardens, in our flower beds included, there's not a whole lot going on except maybe some harvesting. We're not really doing much planting. It's just too hot. It's maintaining what you have.
Fighting the worms. That's what we're doing.
Fighting the caterpillars in the vegetables.
Goodness.
You might be fighting snails in the flower beds.
Did you hear about the African snails?
Oh, the big African snails. Yeah. Those
they got
are,
down in Pasco County.
Right.
They got quarantined again.
They're pretty big. Yeah.
They found 1,000 of them on a guy's property.
That's crazy.
And they do. I've read up on them. Once I read about them, I started reading. They destroy an ecosystem.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
They're indiscriminate. They destroy everything.
They destroy everything. Exactly. And you can tell the difference between them. Mostly is their size. Inches. Yeah, their size is massive as compared to some of the other snails.
And they said to use snail bait, just like somebody else has said here.
And the ones that they're using, because they're actually the county or Department of Agriculture, whomever it is, they're using the one with the one I don't normally recommend. Right. And I call it methylaldehyde. It's got a methylate. Is actually, I think I got the pronunciation correct now. Only reason I don't recommend that one is that it is attractive to pets, and it is very toxic to pets. So, keeping an eye out. We don't have it. I don't think any have been seen in Marion County. There are good snails as well as bad snails. I actually had one, and I snapped it this morning. Of course, I was running to the car, so I lost the Google search thing. Use Google Lens.
Right.
And that Google Lens is so cool.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
On your phone, you've got the little Google thing. You got the microphone. You can either talk in and ask a question.
Oh, yeah.
Or you got the little camera button. You push the camera button.
I didn't know that.
And you can put it up to something. You say you want to search using your camera.
That's what this camera button's for?
That's what that little camera button's for. The little teeny one.
So I can just do that and it'll tell me.
Put it and push the thing. And you want to search. You got to snap the thing.
Stop it.
It's really pretty good because I had a what was it called? A road
now I got it. See, I'm gonna be doing that all over the place. Right here, I'm gonna do it right now.
Is it gonna tell you it's a stapler?
We'll see.
If it's gonna come up. I'm not sure how well it works on inanimate objects, but it did get the. I think it's called a rosy wood snail or something like that. But that one's a predaceous snail, so it's actually was a good one to have in my garden. Because it would be going after some of the other snails that might be in there consuming my plants. But taking a look around this time of year, we're not running out to put more annuals in the ground. I mean, the stores still have them. I'd be looking, if I'm going to put anything in, I'm going to look at a little bit larger pot, not the little pints. Even the pints are a little harder to get right now. Just because you want a better root system to get that going. We get a lot of rain, but then again, it's so hot, things can dry out very quickly. So I know it sounds like back and forth that, it's either too wet, too dry kind of thing. But when we're thinking about that kind of stuff, where you have to go forward, it did. It brought him
name, brand, and everything.
It brought him up staplers. Google Lens is really pretty cool.
The radio show's over now because I'll have nothing. I'll do this all day.
He's going to be sitting there and identifying everything there. But this time of year, if you've had an issue with nematodes they will stunt plants. Even hardy shrubs can have a problem with nematodes. So if you've had a bed that's gone downhill over a course of a few years, you may be considering pulling those plants out. Well, when you do pull them out of the ground, take a look at the roots. You can't see the nematode themselves, but you can see the damage they've done. They've left the roots, instead of being nice white smooth roots or the nice covering over them, they're gnarly, they're lumpy, they're knotted, and
they look like ginseng.
They look like they're kind of funky looking, and it happens on vegetable plants. It happens. Okra is a big attractor to nematodes, so watch out planting okra. tomatoes can get them. Green beans, usually you'll find little nodules, but what those are is actually nitrogen fixation in the soil. But other plants, and if you've had that issue with anything, it might be at this time of year getting that bed all ready to go again, but solarize it. Go out and get you the sheet of the clear plastic. Clear plastic works better than black. The clear plastic actually lets the UV rays through. It still heats up underneath there.
You put it on the ground or just above the ground?
Right on the soil. You prepare that area. You get that bed ready. You've spaded it over. You've added your compost, your manure, your half a pound, couple pounds of 666 fertilizer, whatever your favorite is, all across in there. Rake that all off nice and smooth. Water it. Cover it. Make sure it makes contact with that soil, so you might need to weight it down with bricks.
And then it bakes it.
And then it bakes it. You can leave it for approximately 6 weeks. Any longer than that, and you may not be able to get the plastic back off because the plastic will begin to break down. If you're checking it and it looks like it's beginning to break down after, say, 4 weeks or something, go ahead and pull it off of there. You should have cooked well enough. Don't turn it over again. Don't rake it out again. Just plant. Just go right in there because you've cooked that soil. You've heated that soil up, down 6 to 9 inches and killed off or seriously reduced the population of weed seeds, bacterium and other fungi, that's the word, nematodes, all kinds of stuff. It does work, and it's pesticide free.
Oh,
it's just it's
a good
just
way
a real
to do
simple,
things.
real simple thing. And at this time of year, there was actually an article. If I find it again on the regular Facebook page, pop up, came through like Marion County Master Gardeners. It's about our sand. Our soil. Our soil is sand. It's very sandy soil. Everybody goes, how do you grow anything in sand? Well, you look around. Nature grows just fine in sandy soils. But for us, we want to have better successes and things like that. So we want to amend the soil. So this time of year, being it's too hot to really plant, but it's not too hot to plan. So getting your compost, getting your soils mixed in there, adding layers. If you're going to do what like a layered, they call them lasagna beds, you layer your newspaper and your compost materials and your soil and your newspaper and this and that into a raised bed. Let it sit for a few weeks and then go ahead and plant. Because though we're in the middle of July, we can start over again in another approximately 6 weeks. So you've got that time to get all those things together and get it going. There are still seed racks around in at least the store I'm at, which I was surprised because I thought we were supposed to begin to reduce those and get them out of there. But we still have them, so if you don't have seeds or you want to get some seeds so that you'll have them here for the early fall or again for next spring, go ahead and hit the stores now or order online. Go online to your favorite seed, Totally Tomatoes, Burpee Seed, any of the different seed places. You find your favorite. Seeds of Change if you're looking for heirlooms and things like that. Seeds
Amazon
of Change
Prime. Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah. You might find them cheaper elsewhere. Yeah.
So, 622-9622 is the number to call. 352-622-9622. In the last 2 days, I have went out and pulled a green pepper off.
Nice.
And a cucumber off.
And a cucumber.
That both of them had a little bigger than pinholes, where they were visible to the eye.
Okay.
Up and down and deep into where they burrowed into the vegetable.
Okay.
So I threw both of the vegetables away.
Okay.
Is that a worm? Is that a caterpillar?
On your cucumber, it was a pickle worm. That was a pickle worm, and you might keep closer eye. You may have to get rid of you may have to pick a little sooner,
right?
Or realize, guess what? The pickle worms found us, and just
I think this one had something to do with it being on the vine too long because it had yellowed up.
Okay. So
So we'd left it on the vine a little too long.
Okay, because if you find a pickle worm hole, it doesn't mean that the whole cucumber is gone.
Right.
You can always cut him out of there and throw him out. I mean,
but this cucumber was soft to the touch.
Oh yeah.
But now the green pepper was solid and firm.
I'd have just cut off the bad spot.
But it had it had probably 30 holes all around it.
I'd have still probably just cut off the bad part and diced it up and thrown it in the.
Well, I threw it in the ditch and took the 2 that were good inside.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have probably, unless it was tiny and gnarly or really.
And we
really
do have
funky.
one that's got a little red color on it.
So
now.
it's ripening.
And we took it inside. Now, will it redden up more
It'll
inside?
probably, yes, yeah, it should. Yeah, but watch, because these are homegrown produce,
They wear out
don't
quicker.
keep
Get
they
right.
don't keep near as long as the stuff we buy in the market, because those have all been treated with a food grade wax. So in order, and what that wax does is help to hold moisture into that
And doesn't let the outside elements get to it
doesn't let
as
the
much.
outside elements, right. And so if you're harvesting your tomatoes and things like that, now you got an abundance of cherry tomatoes, things like that, don't wash it soon as you bring it in the house. Wash it if you're going to eat it. Because when we wash things, especially if it's a warm piece of fruit, it's just going to suck all the bacterium in that right inside to that fruit and then cause it to rot faster. So usually what we want to do is wash right before we use.
We used one this weekend, washed it right before we used it. Put it on a pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, homegrown stuff. I mean, homegrown green beans. When you can harvest and wash and put them in the pot and cook them up, are fantastic. Peanuts, even green peanuts, are
Well,
I don't know if it's just that your own sweat's in there, or if it's your own.
Well, I'll tell people that may be thinking, how much is this really helping? We hadn't bought a cucumber in probably 3 months, 4 months. Okay, and I don't know what cucumbers are going for because we don't buy them.
And well, if you'd probably figure on an average, if nowadays you're probably going 60 cents, 75 cents a piece.
And
maybe.
we haven't. The last time we bought green peppers was 2 months ago. We paid $5 for 3.
For 3, right.
Now we've harvested about 8 or 9. We had
Right.
So when I figure we use 3 green peppers about every week.
Right.
So when I figure it that way, we've saved probably about $50 just in cucumbers and green peppers.
And
Somebody
so,
goes, well, $50 ain't that much money. In this economy, $50 is a ton of money.
$50, and it's there. You have it there. It's like, oh, look, we have, if it would have been lettuce season, you'd have had, you would have had your lettuce.
She did okay with the lettuce.
She did, just got a little late in the season for you. Yeah.
Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Hey, Sonny. Yeah.
This is Sonny calling. I was looking for that Milorganite and looked it up, but there was none in Ocala area.
Right.
I went to the Lowe's, and they told me, the nearest place that was carrying it was Crystal River.
Yeah.
What are they, for real?
Well, but there's an alternative product, and it should be right out there, and they should have known about this as an alternative product. It's what they call it. It's a Sunnyland brand, and it's their all natural. It is the same thing as Milorganite, but instead of being manufactured in Milwaukee, it's manufactured in West Palm Beach. More than likely, you will not see Milorganite in Florida. It's getting too expensive to ship it. And at this time of year, it always was a little hard to get it anyway. If it's coming out of West Palm, it's real easy to get it across the state of Florida. And it is the exact same stuff. It's an answer to solid waste. It makes a great lawn fertilizer. It makes a great fertilizer for shrubbery. Excuse me.
What was the name of that again?
It's Florida Natural, I think, is what it goes by, but it is a Sunnyland product, Sunnyland brand, and it should be down the fertilizer aisle with the rest of the lawn fertilizers and things like that. And so it could be, if Crystal River had it, it's probably that they just still have some left. Could be one of those kind of things. But yes, that one has replaced the Milorganite in our area. And Milorganite had always been there. We'd get a lot in, and then they'd have issues because I think it's too much area that people found out it's a good product. And so trying to get disbursement throughout the country is just hard.
Right. All right. Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good day.
Thanks for the call, Sonny.
Yeah, that's one of those products that I think here we have it now that it's going to come out of Florida, instead of having to the footprint got smaller. And I'm not one of those that you got to look at that, but to me it was Milorganite was starting to really get up in price, and this was always $2 to $3 cheaper.
And it's the same product.
And it's a great fertilizer. I know people have maintained St. Augustine lawns using that as their only fertilizer. I've used it in potted container plants in a nursery setting, and I've used it in a landscape setting. Just you don't want to overuse it because it can be aromatic. You mean
read the back and follow directions?
Read and follow directions. And it's funny because on that package, because it is sold more than just in Florida, it'll tell you that it'll cover 2,500 square feet. But then right below that, it says in Florida, it covers 6,000.
Oh.
And that's because of our sandy soils. You can put this
That's
stuff
a huge
down.
difference.
It's a huge difference. But in places where stuff stays put in soil, you can use
That's
more.
1.5 times.
Yeah. But that's
more
because
area
we
you can
don't-
treat.
Yeah, that's because you don't need as much of it at any given time with ours. So that bag, if you've got an average city lot, or not city lot necessarily, but
A bag's gonna last you a while.
it's going to do your yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there your front and back and your landscape, and you can use it on the shrubbery and everything else. So you only have to buy one product.
That would probably we have 0.92 acres.
Okay.
And then we got 2,400 square foot of that covered up by a house. So it would probably do my entire backyard easy.
Yeah.
Which is the front yard's probably 1/10 of an acre.
Okay.
The backyard's where all the room is.
Yeah. But 6,000 square feet is less than quarter acre.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah.
Then
because 40,000 plus square feet is an acre.
Right.
So when you're getting
then
under
I'm gonna
that
need
5,000
more
to
than one
6,000,
bag,
right,
yeah.
right. But if you're in a subdivision or residential area where your lots are a little
One bag will
smaller,
do it.
one bag will do it.
Oh.
Yeah. If you're on
Very
that
good.
quarter acre lot and you've got a house in it, there you go.
Yeah,
You're set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they'll put a big old house on a quarter acre lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm on a quarter acre, and I've got my house is, I say it's little. It's like 1,300 square feet, but
That is little.
That's little. It's got lots of room though. It's a big
I've lived
little
in bigger
house.
apartments than that.
It's a big little house. It's a great little.
I've lived in smaller apartments than that.
Yeah. But that would be but you're looking at that on because you got a sidewalk in there, you have deck space, but you can put that stuff out on
So
everything.
Sunnyland brand,
Sunnyland
Florida
is the
Natural.
brand, Florida Natural. Yeah.
And it comes out of West Palm, so
Comes out of-
you're basically shopping local.
Exactly.
352-622-9622 is the number to call. 352-622-9622. We've talked about how to get your dirt ready. If you used it for a number of years and you need to revamp it with the heating up of it to get rid of all the critters.
Rejuvenate it. Get some
and
good.
Is that something you should do just proactively every 2 or 3? If you're using a garden area, every
would.
2 or 3 years, give that garden area a break and
I
that
would.
for
I would.
4
Yeah,
or 5
and you
week
can
period.
you can even do it back and forth. That you could in the wintertime. It's I don't think quite as effective, but you could even do like say you finish out your one side of a garden in early fall. Go ahead and cover that during that coldest part where we're not really planting anything either. Give that a shot. It's going to help, or use that at time to go ahead and get more organic material into the ground, because nematodes don't like organic material either. So the healthier, the better the soil, the less of a pest issue you have with them, because there's microbes in there that will attack those nematodes.
And I guess I should have known nematodes are everywhere. I thought nematodes were just a problem on the golf course.
No, nematodes, and unfortunately in Florida, there's so many different kinds of nematodes, and we have probably many. We have, I think, 6 varieties out of, I don't know, like the 15 or 30 that there are. We're proud. We take our fair share plus somebody else's.
Well, I know that it's very touchy. If you don't treat the dirt that you use when you rebuild greens and all the golf course, you don't treat them for nematodes, You may get nematodes, you may not get nematodes.
Right.
But if you get them, they'll tear a golf course up.
Yeah, they can be quite.
So
an
they
issue.
actually treat the dirt before they even bring it in to work on golf courses.
There used to be there used to be a way that they would gas a lawn, but now that it's found that it's not real environmentally friendly.
What happened to the practice of? And I used to sit when I was a little kid in Florida. Every 2 or 3 years, all the old men that would work in their yards and made sure their grass was great. Every 3, 4, 5 years, a company would come up with like a flamethrower thing, and they would set their lawn on fire and burn. These guys who would work hard to get these grass would burn their lawns. Now this happened in the 70s. I haven't seen it since the 70s.
I've heard of it. I've
they would
not
come and torch
seen
the
it.
whole thing.
We'll have to look that up.
And it would be.
I know they do it with sugarcane, but
these yards they'd set the lawns on fire,
right?
And then people would be out there. They'd put them out and everything. Then they'd come in and they'd till it up and everything.
It might have been to kill off weeds.
And now back then,
like
sod wasn't a big deal back then. Back then, people grew grass by throwing seed
right.
out.
It was, and a lot of times it was gotten by they'd have the big barrels on the side of the roads with the Bahia mix.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, and you'd go with your coffee can and go snatch it.
And then you could just
go see.
And I don't know if it was Bahia yards or what.
Many of them probably
because it was a subdivision.
Yeah.
It was a subdivision.
But still,
but I don't know what kind of yard it was. I was a little kid.
Irrigation systems were
the irrigation back then was the fan.
The oscillating fan that the kids played in.
Or the. That was it.
Yep.
That was the only. There was nobody had sprinklers that popped up out of the ground or anything.
That's
you had to go every 45 minutes and move the sprinkler,
and
make sure the hose wasn't kinked. You had to get the hose clamps if the hose got a hole in it.
You're right. Yep, you got. The hose doesn't reach far enough.
But I'd never when I was a kid. It was cool to watch how they set a lawn on fire.
I have to take a look, and I'm wondering if that was in order to get rid of weeds.
But I haven't seen it since the 70s.
Right, and because we've changed practices.
Right.
Those kind of.
I used to think it was weird and cool all at the same time.
Right.
You work that hard in your yard, and then you come and burn it up every 4 years.
And maybe it was to get seed to germinate.
I don't know. And we grew up in an area, the neighborhood I grew up in, even though the yard's well manicured and all, during the summertime because it was such a sandy soil.
Yeah.
Sand spurs were everywhere.
Yeah. And
man, sand spurs.
It didn't matter. Yeah,
my feet hurt right now just
thinking about how many you've stepped on over the years.
I don't even want to think about how many I stepped on before my 10th birthday. I was in the millions, probably. I think I was in the millions.
Oh yeah.
That and scars from blackberries, but I'll still go to blackberry patch right now.
Oh yeah.
I'll do that right now.
Oh sure.
I'll get 90-degree weather, 95-degree weather with the heat.
Get out there, just watch out for the snakes.
With the heat of 110.
Yep.
I'll get right out there.
You just
got to
watch out because if your dog finds out they like them, the dogs know how to figure out how to just pluck them right off of there, and they don't seem to care about the thorns.
Yeah, my dog Irk loves them. If you put him in a blackberry patch,
he's gonna sit there.
He just sit there all day eating them.
Scarf them. Yeah.
And like you said, he'll dig in there. Yeah. And you go in there where I put my arm there, cut my arm up. I think it scratches his back. I think he likes it.
It's that nice little. It's
the Brer Rabbit thing. It's the Brer Rabbit thing.
Little itchy thing.
Carol Ann, where can they find you?
They can find me on the In the Garden Facebook group page and down there at work there in Lady Lake at Lowe's.
Carol Ann Baldwin, she is the master gardener. She's here every Tuesday taking your calls. Carol Ann, talk to you next week.
Yep, see you next week.
Coming up next, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Auto on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Annual inflation rate in the United States unexpectedly accelerated to 8.6% in May of 2022. Tomorrow we'll be getting the June report, and economists say hold on, as it's going to be worse. The last time the federal government allowed inflation to attack our wallets this bad was back in 1981. With much of the country still in disbelief, Japan on Tuesday said farewell to Shinzo Abe, a political figure who dominated politics in that country as its longest-serving premier. He was gunned down at a campaign rally last week. Twitter's deal fiasco with Elon Musk has overshadowed its business challenges, which will likely intensify as growth in the advertising market decelerates and the company deals with the operational fallout. Thanks for listening. We are USA Radio News.
Wendy Bell here for my friends at Swiss America. Did you know the U.S. Constitution authorizes only two forms of legitimate money, gold and silver? That's right. But our government abandoned gold and silver a half-century ago. Meanwhile, gold and silver prices have rocketed in recent years due to growing economic uncertainty. So, to help my listeners, Swiss America has a very special offer today. Silver Walking Liberty $half at the amazingly low price of $12.50 each, delivered. You heard me right, $12.50. Call now to reserve your silver coins at 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. Silver Walking Liberty $half for just $12.50 each, delivered while supplies last. Put a silver lining in your financial portfolio now by calling 800-630-1490. 800-630-1490.
Major League Baseball is about to...
Ag literacy. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Farmers, produce safety inspections are here. Prepare your farm with an on-farm readiness review. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and University of Florida are partnering to provide this on-site preparation service for free. Our team of produce safety experts offer individualized support to make sure your operation meets the regulatory requirements. Contact us to help prepare your farm today. Request your free visit at www.fdacs.gov/OFRR. That's www.fdacs.gov/OFRR.
Peanut producers, fine-tune your farming operation with information gain at the 23rd Annual Southern Peanut Growers Conference, set for July 21 through 23 at Edgewater Beach Resort in Panama City Beach, Florida. The 3-day event provides farmers with information about peanut production, legislative issues, marketing, and promotions. The conference is presented by the Southern Peanut Farmers Federation. Visit southernpeanutfarmers.org for more information.
The American Farm Bureau Federation for Agriculture awarded $9,400 in grants to recognize agricultural literacy programs of 10 state and county farm bureaus. The grants are funded through the White Reinhardt Fund for Education program, which acknowledges communities that are engaging with students on the fundamental role of agriculture in the everyday lives of Americans. Daniel Malloy, Foundation Executive Director, says, quote, agricultural literacy programs like the ones selected for grants are inspiring students to understand where their food comes from. State and county farm bureaus may apply for $1,000 grants in support of education programs for grades kindergarten through 12 in order to initiate new ag literacy programs or expand existing programs. Organizations and schools can work with local farm bureaus to apply for the grants, which are available on a competitive basis. The list of grant winners is available at agfoundation.org. I'm Sabrina Halverson for the Southeast AgNet.
Unbeatable prices and events are popping up everywhere at Rural King, like an antique steel fire pit for just $49.98. Or your choice of 27-foot tie-down ratchet straps, just $7.99 a piece. And don't miss taking a spin on the baddest mowers at our Lawn Mower Rodeo, Saturday, June 18th from 10 till 2. Must be 16 or older to ride. Shop now at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm in spots from late morning on. High today 91 to 94, then partly cloudy and humid tonight, low 75 to 79. We'll have sunshine mixed in with some clouds Wednesday with a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon. High tomorrow 91 to 95, then Thursday look for sun mixing with some clouds, thunderstorm in the afternoon, and a high of 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Everyone's favorite time of year is here. Yep, it's Christmas in July at Blockers Furniture in Ocala. Old St. Nick just stopped by Blockers for its mid-year drop-off of savings, including sectionals starting as low as $19 per month. Save up to $700 on select queen bed with dresser and mirror sets. Mattresses starting at just $3.99 and more. Plus a free Christmas tree with purchase of $6.99 or more while supplies last. It's Christmas in July at Blockers Furniture, 2402